Sy sê dan, you don't even give meetings when she's at home.
Sy moet vir sê wanneer sy pay en kom ons om.
Open.
Marcel.
Good day to all people on the Cape Flats, people in South Africa. So today we are out in Manenberg, and as you all know by now, as the National Coloured Congress, it is our duty, or we make it our duty, to intervene when our people are being treated unfairly, when our people are being evicted out of their homes, when our people are being unfairly dismissed, when our children are not getting access to schools. We are there.
I'm a resident from Manenberg. Ek is van Manenberg en ons as die National Coloured Congress ons het gedecide om ons aan by die community leader te sit van ons weet wat hy doen in die community. As ons praat van community leader, praat ons van Jonathan.
And so today, you might ask yourself, nou wat maak julle weer in Manenberg vandag? Now we are out in Manenberg here today because it's a very, very unique case and a very, very unique situation. So on this very land that we are currently standing on, right? There's a rich history to this land, and Manenberg in particular itself has got a very, very rich historical history.
Right? So ek stap nou pad self saam Jonathan aan, en Jonathan is a renowned, as ek sê, renowned community worker and activist hier in die Manenberg. Almal ken die man wat kaalvoet loop hier in die Manenberg. Almal ken vir hom.
You know, we are here today because this was a dump site. People used to dump here. They used to have all the wrong elements attached to this particular site that we are standing on, you know.
Van Jonathan is al, according to him, 25 years voor my tyd al besig al om die community van Manenberg te serve. En net tot my verbasing dat die city so 'n mooi facility wil afgooi, omdat het according to hulle nie lawful gedoen is, of whatever the case may be.
And a few community members took it upon themselves in 2011 to ask the city what's happening, because this is supposed to be a park, but this park is being neglected. This park is not being taken care of. And so at the time the councillors had responded that it does not fall in their demarcation. And so there was no proper communication from that time, right?
Right. Hulle het 'n document gestuur om vir Jonathan te notify dat hy moet die plek afgooi. En ons weet mos evictions word gedoen deur die court. En as ek vir julle moet terugvat as toe wat die space voor gebruik was voorheen, die was 'n, laat ek dit so sê, die grootste dumping site in Manenberg is hier wat ons nou staan. Die was die grootste dumping site. En Jonathan homself bly net so ook aan waar ons nou staan tans, right?
And then a few years later on, the community members still continue to ask the question to the city, who does the land belong to? And what can we do to make this space a safe space? Because yes, the space did attract a lot of wrong elements, and we know what Manenberg is accustomed to, and we know what is the norms of Manenberg by now. It's gangsterism, it's drug abuse, you know, it's alcoholism, there's a lot of other things, social issues that's happening in these communities, you know. And from that time, you know, once the communication was opened up, they continued to be consistent, to ask the question, who do we speak to? Can we buy this piece of land? Can we lease this piece of property? And then fast forward a few months later, a few years later, you know, they went through the right channels, they went through the right processes, they've got a registered organization, they've got a registered board as well, you know, and so everything that they've done was done by the book.
En hy het 'n vision gehad, hoe om ons mense, hoe om ons community te help, right? En samen met sy NPO, Love Out Loud, en die stakeholders van Love Out Loud, wat samen om as het hulle 'n vision gehad, hoe om dinge te begin te, of te laten begin te, en hulle te 'n garden, soos jy kan sien, daai stukkie van die garden wat hulle mee besig is, waar hulle nou hulle veggies groei, en die garden feed moes nou obviously die die kos, die soup kitchen wat hulle besig mee is en die soup kitchen feed die community en verstaan as 'n proses, 'n ongoing proses, alles amalgamate kwai saam met mekaar.
You know, what then happened was, in the process, they managed to get a lease agreement from the city of Cape Town, which was about roughly, I think, 2 years ago, yeah. The city is now coming out to come and say, guys, we cannot allow you guys to have a safe space in Menenberg. You know, this is now being said indirectly. This is my words. This is what I can pick up, you know, from what is being said, you know, is that we cannot allow you guys to have this safe space here. Because you know what? We as the Democratic Alliance that runs the city of Cape Town, we need Menenberg to be a war zone. We need Menenberg to continue to kill each other. We need Menenberg to be a space that is highlighted for all the negative things. So we cannot allow you guys to set up a community center like this that serves the community.
En vir my as 'n activist en as 'n community leader, het ek wil dit mense nie so dat ons ward councilor tans ons nuwe ward councilor wat nou ingekom het by die by-election, sy het nog nooit vir Jonathan geraadpleeg nie. En vir hom gesê, kykie, die city sê die city sê daai van as a community leader verwag ons dat die ward councilor vir ons by die hand moet vat as ons dinge in die regte wy wil doen om ons community vorentoe te vat. Verstaan? Ek kan ook sê dat ek ken nie vir haar as 'n activist hier in Menenberg. Ek ken nie vir haar as 'n community worker hier in Menenberg. Ek wil nie sê dat sy het gejump of was ingeelek omdat sy deur die brand, die DA brand ingelek was wat die community ken nie regtig waarvan nie. En sy ken seker maar nie wat Jonathan nie, maar ons weet wie Jonathan is. En dat sy moet geweet het as die ward councilor wie hy is, dat sal sy vir hom by die hand gevat het en vir hom gesê, Jonathan, hoe kan ek maak om vir jou te help sodat sy die community help wat sy al reeds doen for 25 years.
You know, a community center that is here to try and restore the dignity of the people of Menenberg, you know. They have also then decided, you know what, Menenberg has got a dumping issue because a lot of our people in Menenberg don't know or don't understand that there is money in waste. And so they started to just dump the waste. And you know what they did? They said, you know what, we'll take your waste and we'll recycle the waste. In other words, they are indirectly helping the city of Cape Town to minimize the waste, you know, and then start off a recycling business, not for themselves, but to fund what is happening here inside.
Guys, you must remember, this was the biggest dumping site. En tans is die facility opgesit, waar hulle die voetjie, die soup kitchen, weg hier uit die facility uit. Hier word programs gerun, hier word CV's word opgestel. Hulle gaan nou die learners license programs doen vir die community for free. So hoekom wil julle iets destroy wat ons community kan laat benefit? Hoekom? Hier is, ek sien nou hier's 'n bokkie, ek sien nou die bokkie hierso en dan sê 'n paar hoenders so gewys. Hulle wil wegmaak met die bokkie en die hoenders van health risk of whatever hulle dit call. Right? And you must remember 10 minute se ry hier vanaand af. Oor die brug is Philippi. Gaan kyk daar, die live chickens wat daar die strate naatloop. Nou my question is aan die city of Cape Town, is daar two sets of rules for two different communities? Hoekom kan die swart community, om het so te noem, die privileges het en ons nie?
We're gonna go inside, guys, and I want you guys to see what's happening inside. The way the space has been set up. There's a kitchen. There is a feeding scheme that happens from here. Next week and Saturday they're having learners classes that's taking place here. We're having workshops for young people. You know, community development is what these people are crying out for. They didn't get it from government. They decided to do it themselves. They decided to get in touch with people that can assist them with this, you know. And so, for this time being, as you guys can see, this is the space that they've created. Now, this was a dumping site and there's photos and everything that's attached to it. Hopefully, we'll get all the photos in time so that we can post it on this video so that you guys can have an indication or an idea of what the space used to look like.
You must remember, hulle kry vir die water, hulle kry vir die lig. As ons water nou agter is, vra vir enige ou vrou. Ons het ou mense hier wat hulle pille kan drinkie. Hulle kan nie hulle pille drink, hulle moet ys uit die vries uit krap sodat die ys kan smelt om hulle pille te drink. Hulle sit jou water af. As jy nie krak op jou krak slaat af. Ry aan die Samora Michelle en sal jy sien die spiderwebs. Nou as daai nie genoeg om vir ons as colored mense te frustreer. En dan vra julle ja, hoekom praat julle so lelik op julle video's en hoekom doen julle die, hoekom doen julle hy? Ons is frustrated man. Ons is kwaad. Ons is kwaad van die city gee nie vir ons daai selfe privileges wat hulle ander communities gee nie. Gaan kyk daar in die wit communities. Hoe lyk dit daar so? Daar's golf courses. Leases word gesign vir 100 jaar. Weet julle wat betaal daai mense per maand? R100, R95 vir 'n golf course vir 'n jaar. En hier wil julle ons facilities wat ons community serve dit afgooi. Nee man, ons staan nie vir daai nie. Ek sal vir julle sê dat NCC is in for the fight. We are here to support Jonathan en his NPO, Love Out Loud. En ons gaan nie weg hier vanaand af van ons weet die facility en die area hierso as an advantage for our community. It serves our community and we want to continue with this because daar is sulke plekke wat die city available maak vir ons community of ons kinders om na toe te gaan nie. Ja, hier's 'n paar municipal buildings hier in die area wat ons kan nie eens enter daar nie as white elephants. Dit word nie gebruik nie want die city laat dit toe om gebruik te word ter die voordeel van ons mense nie. But yes, like I said, people, you must remember, we as colored people, hulle sit vir ons weer eens agter uit. Hy sê City of Cape Town, ouma sy sê the dear and City of Cape Town, but we are here to stand firm. Ons is hier om vas te staan as die National Colored Congress, om te fight vir ons communities, om te fight vir die facilities wat ons community serve. So as Brown Lives Matter, Colored Lives Matter.
On that side over there, they decided, you know what, let us try to create an initiative where our community can become self-sustainable. Now we speak a lot about how unemployment affects our people and how poverty affects our people, right? But now, when are we looking at the solution part of it? You know, when are we looking at what can be done to break that barrier? And so they decided, you know what, let us get some chickens in, you know, let us do some poultry farming, etc. You know, daar kan julle sien, daar's 'n bokkie ook daar so, you know, and so there is even 2 young men in there. I just wanted to zoom over there. There's 2 young men over there. Nou, daai 2 manne kan nou involve wie sit in verkeerde dinge. Hulle kan ook aangeskiet het. Hulle kan almal die verkeerde dinge gedoen het, right? En dan die city of die DA sal nie 'n probleem gehad het met daai nie. But nou, daar's so baie mense wat ook benefit van die projek af. Wat jong ladies is, you know, that's keeping them from the streets because hulle weet hulle daarom iets om te eet. Hulle daarom iets om huis toe te vat vir hulle familie. You know, and so they created a program also to become self-sustainable. Now all of this is happening in Manenberg. And the city is here to stop that. So we're going to go over, we'll have a chat to the founder of the organization and the one that initiated for the space to be clean, for the space to be set up the way it is set up, you know. So yeah, we'll go over and we'll have a chat. Yeah.
Right, so we all need a facility. So die gedagtes, al die gedagtes. Kyk, ek doen youth development vir die laaste 10 jaar. Ek kom met youth development net, so kom met
How's it, boss? Mr. Jonathan.
Jonathan, yeah.
Mr. Jonathan, the organization's name?
Love Out Loud.
Love Out Loud is the organization's name, and he's the founder of the organization. And you're Mr.
Eddie Walker.
Mr. Eddie Walker is the chairperson of the organization. And then we'll have our councillor, Dean Goliath, over here, serving in the city of Cape Town for the National Colored Congress. Ons moet daai reg kry, né? Want baie mense dink as jy 'n councillor is, dan is jy net 'n councillor vir die DA. Ons het councillors daar so wat resist, you know, they stand the ground firm, and this is one of them. So Mr. Jonathan, if briefly, you know, perhaps you can just give the viewers a bit of a background, you know, in terms of you know, where we coming from, where you guys are coming from, you know, and yeah, how do we get to the point that we're all here, that, you know, where we are today, and yeah, take us through the process.
Well, the process van die complaints of like in general,
No.
waar die site.
Where it started for you, the dumping, the
Alright.
problem.
So originally, as ons nou teruggaan, dan moet ons 2011 toe teruggaan, né?
Okay.
So when I moved, I moved in there at the 2011. We had remnants of a park on the site.
Okay.
I then wrote to then Councillor C.M. Kelly and Councillor Jonette and asked
asked them, because it was 45 and 46, and so die park is op die behoorde gebied. So I asked, kijk, wat kan ons maak? Kijk, ik moet Afrikaans praten, nou, is
Ja,
fijn.
ja,
Right,
of
that's
course.
what ik praat zo,
Ja, nee, is
zo
reg.
tegen elkaar. But anyway, so I asked, kijk, kan ons iets maken, man? Right, is een dumping area, maar ook alles bezig om die equipment wat daar is te steel. To dispute, en altijd van hulle was uit de DA-councilors, ne? So, to dispute hulle, op wie woord is het. So, ik check toe, als dat hier in 46 is en het is ook hier in 45, dan behoort die grond was aan niemand nie. Right? But anyway, they then didn't take any responsibility. So I've been talking with the city since 2011 regarding the park and what is happening. Unfortunately, all my communication fell on deaf ears. Unfortunately, it became a serious problem where, you know, dumping. Wie wat er staan? Ek kan julle video's wys man. Dumping, kyk, sy maak skoon, dan môre is dit weer. Like jy vul is dit van hy venster tot hier. Ek het gesê hulle moet net naar die city toe gaan en gaan draw hoeveel keer die fire brigade uitgeroep gewees het van die skool het amper afgebrand as gevolg van die dumping. Because hulle is brandmis man. Hulle brand hulle koper en loop hulle weg, dan brand het en dan gaan dit daar. Right? So unfortunately, fell on deaf ears. So we then decided 2021, look, we're going to need to, with young people, no? And the kids that is benefiting from the organization, all of them, we had a 2-week campaign where we cleaned everything. And then we thought, nah man, net skoonmaak, gaat die weekie man, ons maak altyd skoon. Sy kan oral gaan wat hulle skoonmaak, dumping sites.
Hulle damp net weer.
Sy maak skoon na môre damp hulle weer, because, and I advise quite a few other people, kyk, jy doen iets man. Even as a kleintentjie is, or sit 'n booma or whatever, but doen iets. So we decided to do something. So we started the garden.
You started the garden first before this.
Die tuin was die eerste move. Die parks kom uit Constance uit. Al die parks het ek op Facebook Marketplace gesê.
Oh, so you put this park here.
Nee,
Dis die park wat die city hier gesit het.
Niks wat jy sien hier.
Oh, okay.
Niks wat jy sien hier het die city gedoen. Okay. Alles, die fence, die park, niks het, ons het alles, die Jojo, alles.
Daai Jojo denk ook as.
Daar is 'n wellpoint na wat ons betaal het voor, want ons hulle wil nie vir ons gehelp het. Right? So, ek kry die parks op Marketplace, ek bel mense, explain vir hulle, listen, we got an organization and we're looking for something to say to mense, if you want to come and get it out yourself, then you have it free. So we brought both these parks here, right? We started the garden. And then, you know, the vision sort of like gradually developed about, you know, kijk, dis 'n war zone. As it gangbyt is, die kinders kan nêrens gaan, you know. As nou, as weer, so if we had games in here and as reën kan die kinders daar aangaan, hy hoef nie in die park te speel nie. They could be there, no? So that's where the vision developed about, like, can we have a space that is safe for the children in the area? And that's then how it came to be. Quite a few supporters that supports me grabbed onto the vision, and that's where they started supporting, giving money, and that's where we ended up. We had amazing support from different people. That side, we've identified for doing job creation, you know, whatever training, like skills training and that type of goede. So that's the idea, right? Die originally 'n steer wat hulle opstaan. Nou kinders kan nie hier speel nie. Sy kan nie sokker speel, sy gaan seemaak. Right? We've already, I've done already a costing to retire this area. Het gaat dus 150,000 rand kost. Right? But that is in next stage, you know. But it is movement. So, sadly, unfortunately, I must admit, ek is 'n bietjie van 'n vinnige pet. So I do things in advance. So when it happened, we built a space. Unfortunately, we've got a 5-year lease in that process. We then engaged. Originally, we wanted to buy the property, but then the city said no, we won't sell a property, but we can at least lease the property. And so we then went into a Friends of the Park agreement for 5 years that we were able to manage it, and then with the intention to extend the lease. And that's our hope. Our hope is to extend the lease because we want the space to be a safe space for the community. It must be a benefit for the community out there. Why? So any service that is rendered here from the organization is for the community and it's totally free. We don't charge nothing. We currently do quite a few programs. Everything is free. We don't charge. And so we are thankful for the supporters that continue supporting us so that we can be able to render the services for free. But sadly, we didn't ask permission for this. But it started with a complaint that there was rats in my book. My book and my wounds. And so no, so I said, nee, ons kan nie, as ek 'n zone vir daai nie, so ons kan nie farm animals op die site hê. So nou het ek die opsie, ek moet maar nou almal my bok en my hoenders kurban en slag. Ek kan nie by jou gee nie, dis so. But anyway, so sadly, but again, so what the chairperson said, so this community, you know, gardening, ek kan nie op foto's wys waar ons die kinders het in die grond, hulle plan, because ons lewe in 'n concrete jungle, ons kinders weet nie van plan nie. You know, one of the things that the city didn't realize, hulle plant bome, so om kinders te educate oor die bome, en more as die bome se takke stukken getrek, you know, was break up. You know, not the intention to break, it's just that they're not educated enough. When we were created with nature. So we had created to have a strong relationship with nature. But sadly, you know, our relationship is gebreek met nature. So daar is hoekom ons so, you know, never-minded lieve somkeer. But anyway, so we had kids in the garden. Ek het na die skool toe gaan, ek wil skool ook gesê, like, as die kinders die mekaar op die skool, en hulle wil op die skool, en die stief hulle wat 'n dag na die tuin toe, laat hulle in die tuin werk, you know, as wat jy vir hulle huis toe steen, en gaan hondesvang aan die huis, laat hulle in die tuin kom werk, you know, plant, and the garden, you will go inside, you'll see hulle maak nou kos nou daar, nou sê die groente moet ons gekoop het, want ons het nie nou 'n tuin nie, ne? Maar die tuin,
usually die tuin
sustain die.
Oh, kan julle kos maak vir die community?
Oh bro, ons het kwai, blomkool, jy het gesien al 3 potte, spinach, broad beans, like, was it kwai man, you know? Out of a dumping area, we were able to get that. Sadly, now we've been given a 30-day leave, a 30-day notice that we need to demolish everything.